stuck in a corporate job, and I said I was done with it. I quit my job, started a business, and I was off on my own. But in order to do so, I had to do a couple things the right way. And number one, what was lesson number one in my newest book?
Service.
Well, you got to create a service over a product. You see, I started off by helping people write books. Now, why books? I really didn't love books, but I realized the power of a book. I was able to speed up the process from people getting their stories out of their head down on a piece of paper. It was high demand. I knew people wanted to do it. And so I figured out a solution. Hire a bunch of ghostwriters, streamline the process with an interview, and I can get people's stories to life in a book to showcase their expertise. So, you want to get out of your corporate job? Start a service, not a product. Afterwards, when I started making some serious money, I invested in a sock business, which helps people get their favorite songs on a sexy pair of socks. Now, why a service over a product? Well, you can maneuver, you can change, you can adapt. You can use your competitive advantage of creativity and out-position people. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's another piece to it all. If you create a service, what else do you need to do to become the go-to person? And we're gonna ask these ladies over here, what do we need to do?
Become the expert.
That's exactly right. In my newest book, I talk about that. I wrote 7 of them so far. And what I'm doing with writing books is I'm becoming the go-to person in that field. So when people think of book creation, who are they going to think of? The guy who has the podcast on book creation. The guy who has 7 books. We've helped about 150 people write their books. Get interviews. Put yourself out there more and more and more. Therefore, when people Google your name, if you're not the top of mind of people who are looking for that service of yours, you're going to be forgotten. And so what you need to do is write a book. Become the expert. The way you do that, you put yourself out there, get speaking gigs, get attention however you can. But expertise follows those people who are putting themselves out there in many different ways. Podcasts, books, interviews, speaking gigs. It all started from when I became confident enough to become the expert. If you think about it, anybody you hire, whether it's working on your house or working on your car, you want to go to the best, right? Well, if you're starting a business from the ground up, like me, I started a book company from nothing. And so whenever I did, I was able to rank and Google. I was able to put videos out there and put more of my story out there to connect with the audience. And so when people wanted their solution of having their book done, they wanted someone who comes from nothing, has a similar story, and they're able to do that when they read my book. But the third piece is really how it all ties together. How was I able to grow a business from nothing? Well, check this out. What is lesson number 3 in the book?
Outmarket them.
That's exactly right. If you're able to outmarket your competition, you can win. And how do you do that? It's basically simply out-positioning people. And so on take number 1, check this out. You need to out-position people. And the way you do that is you connect your brand with something else that's already attractive. We write books. Books are not by nature attractive and sexy, but we did so with a promo by giving free shoes away. Now, if you think about it, what does a shoe have to do with a book? Nothing, unless you realize that the most attractive part about you is your story. And if you correlate that with something that makes you feel attractive, like shoes, now you have something. That's how you're able to get ahead of the curve and be someone that's a little bit different than what's out there already. So make your brand attractive. I always say to my clients and people asking me on stage and whatnot, make the unattractive attractive. So as you see here, I created a company that takes songs and puts it on socks. Socks by nature are not the most attractive, but if you tie it in with your favorite song and the way you feel whenever you hear that favorite song, it's the same type of mentality with the shoes. Make the unattractive attractive, and that is how you're going to stand above the rest and outmarket people. I talk about this stuff all in my newest book, The Hero Booklet. And if you want to learn more information about this, whether it's business development or writing a book, check out my Instagram page @TheDreamStarter or subscribe down below, and you'll be able to see and learn a lot more about becoming the hero of your own story.